Okay, in this project we're going to be dealing with skim coating the walls and the ceiling here. These walls are in bad shape. They've been wallpapered over and then they've been painted over. And as you can see here, there's the wallpaper seams that I'm going to have to address, because what's happening is the paper has started to peel back, and you can actually see both of the seams here. On this wall there's another seam here too that runs down the wall that we're going to have to address. Over here above the window casing is a crack that runs down from the ceiling that we're going to have to cut out and retape. And then down here we have two parallel cracks in the wall, here and here, and there's a bunch of gouges and other cracks that are down there too that we're going to have to take care of. Right here, this has been all new drywall that has been taped once, so we're going to have to deal with that. Up here in the ceiling here, there's a big gap in the corner here that we're going to have to pack first before we tape, and then there's a crack right along here that's going to have to be retaped. And then up here what we have is peeling paint here that has started to peel back or unfurl, and we're going to have to cut those areas out with my knife so that we get down to a sound, clean surface. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to use my utility knife, and I'm going to actually start to cut out these areas first. And then once we get done with that, then what we're going to do is we're going to seal the walls with a primer. And what that primer does is it locks to the wall, and then you skim coat on top of the primer, and the skim coat will actually stick to the primer a lot better, which assures us no problems down the road. So I'll be back in a minute with my knife to address these imperfections. Right now we're going to address the seams in the wall. I have a snap away knife here, which is great for jobs like this. And you always want to make sure that you always use a sharp blade. It just makes life a lot easier, and when you actually go to cut, you'll make a precise cut that doesn't slowly tear into the paint or the wallpaper that is to the left or to the right of it. So you always want to use, it's very important to use a sharp blade. And then I have my 1-inch flexible blade here that I'm going to use to try to to peel the paint back once I make my cuts here. So we're going to deal with this seam right here, and it runs down the wall here. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to make a cut, and I'm going to drag this probably like a 1/4 of an inch to the right of the seam to where the wallpaper is glued down. And then I'm going to come to the other side here and draw and cut a line 1/4 or 5 of an inch away. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to make like a football shaped arc, and then we're going to hope that it all just comes off in 1 or 2 pieces. So then I'm going to use the corner here to slowly gouge that in, and it's just going to fall right to the floor there. Now this is what they should have done the first time before they painted over it. You have to it's very important to get rid of the seams where the paper has started to unfurl back on itself, because if you just simply skim coat over that, there's still going to be that air pocket. So you have to get down to a sound surface, and this is the way to do it. And since the blade was so sharp, the paper just comes right off, and you don't have to tear it, because then when you start to tear, it just gets worse, and you don't want that. So you want your lines to be as precise as that. Just go to the right and to the left as much as it has started to peel back. And what we'll do is we'll do another one right here to the right here, and there's a seam here. So I'm going to put the blade in, and when we get to the bottom and the top, just connect the two of them. So, and then just what I do is I just take the corner of this 1-inch blade here and just stick it in like that, and that just comes right out. So that's what it looks like. And then there's another crack that's right here that we'll address too. And again, it's just the paper here has bubbled here because there was no glue that was behind it. So that's what I'm going to do here for the rest of the walls, wherever there's a crack in the seams or that. So okay, so we're back. I just cut these areas out with the knife here, and as you can see, these areas, these butt joints, were never taped in the first place, and there's a bunch of dust and sediment that is still in the cracks here. So what we want to use is the tip of this flathead screwdriver to actually gouge in these cracks a little bit deeper, and to loosen up the material that is stuck in there. So, and this is actually going to widen it out too, so that when I go to fill it, more of the compound will be able to work its way in there. So now that's done, we're going to use this vacuum here to suck out any sediment in there. Okay, so what we just did there is we got rid of a lot of the particles that were trapped inside the crack, and it's very important to get rid of those, because if you don't, then when you go to fill it, the mud will merely just stick to like the loose pebbles and rocks rather than stick to the inside of the wall board there. So this again is very important.